Hi, Fred. Just, advertising the stream a little bit on, stuff. I'm good. How are you, Fred? I'm good. How are you, Fred? I got so many notifications coming in, it's not funny. Sorry, it's taken. Let me check. Make it. I'm just gonna call you Rex. Well, it looks fine to me. That's the problem. Hi, Fred. That's the weird thing. It looks fine to me. Like, I'm watching it, and it looks fine to me. Hey, Quehaze. I'm good. How are you, Fred? How are you doing, Quehaze? Everybody says that everybody's saying that the stream looks bad, but for me, it looks fine. Like, it looks fine to me. Sorry, it's taken. It looks fine to me. Like, I'm watching it, and it looks fine to me. Hey, Quehaze. Yes, that's a lot of servers. It's probably about 50 different YouTube servers on my thing. So you're telling me, guys, like right now, that it's lagging or buffering or something like that, because I'm looking at it and it looks fine to me. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start back at the very beginning so you guys aren't completely lost on everything. Because, okay, so I'm just going to explain it to you. I'm not actually going to watch these because I've watched them before. And, man, I'm not a big reader. Anyways, basically, well, from what I can understand, because I don't know a whole lot about this series, because apparently there's a whole other game that this is based on. So, well, the funny thing is, you're getting attacked. You're a spaceship captain, because it says captain like really early on. But anyways, you eject some escape pods because you know it's that old-timey rule. Captain goes down with his ship unless everybody else is off board. So you get everybody off board. So you decide to basically hit light speed like you hit light speed like it's Star Wars basically. And you try to, I guess, slingshot around the sun, but something ends up I guess basically disabling your spaceship, and you crash, and then it's kind of thrusting you into it. Like, it doesn't slowly introduce you to things, it just kind of throws you in it. As soon as you get outside, you see a woman running away from monsters. Wow, damsel in distress style. But anyways, you found the stone earlier, and she like uses it to summon, I guess it would be kind of like a spiritual warrior. I don't know, something like that. Stairwares. That's a good one. But anyways, this is kind of like what the combat's like. You can it's kind of like Mobius actually, because you know you can ask someone to lend their characters, but I don't really need them because I've got these guys. I really like that Gideon one. I don't know what it is about Gideon. I guess it's probably the armor, because I think the armor looks pretty sweet. Well, Rex, take a break or something. This is basically how the fight was. Because when I first did the fight... Oh, I don't know what Dizzy Dissidia is. I don't know what that is. But anyways, that's kind of like when I first started this game, I was so weak that it did take me a lot of hits to kill these enemies. But you know, oh, hi Rex. Who came into the stream? Cuz you know, on DU Recorder, if someone like types a message, like as soon as someone else types a message, it doesn't show up. And I find it a little. Oh, hey Xenoc. Hey Xenoc, glad you can make it to the stream. This game, I was so weak that it did take me a lot of hits to kill these enemies. Oh, hey, but, Ginger. You know, well, I really like this, Xenoc, I really like this guy called Gideon. Cause that's some really cool armor. Like, I just kind of like it. I know he's a person, but it kind of looks like a stone warrior or something like that. You have to kind of give them, you kind of have to give them armor. Like, you'll get weapons and stuff to upgrade their attacks and stuff. They have weapons, like, defaults. But, you have to give them better weapons or they're not gonna be doing much later on. Right now, I've just got I get all the... Oh, sorry, Unknown Ashes on DU Recorder. If you send a message and then someone else sends a message, it's gonna, like, block over it. So, I'm sorry, Unknown Ashes, but thanks for coming to the stream anyways. Oh yeah, thanks Warren. Thank you very much, Warren.
I feel like I've grown a great deal.
Yeah, you leveled up. Yeah, so you know it is like it's like those really old games where you have party members. Yeah, it kind of does look like a samurai. Except samurais didn't have like those kind. I mean, they had masks, but they didn't have like that kind of mask. I don't really know how to explain it. I just basically know that to get warriors, you go to these things called draws, which you get one free one every day. Earth Rare, 4-star. Delacroix, if that's how you pronounce that name. Because I really suck at pronouncing the names on these things. I can also go to characters.
Let's go to the
and they got a character guide, and they got like all these that you can get. There's a lot of them. There's like so there's 5 in each line, and it goes down. So there are 50 characters that you can get. That's a pretty good amount of characters for a mobile game. I really like some of these. I wish you could look at them before you get them, but I guess that kind of makes sense. But they got some really cool ones in here. Yeah. The battle system, I think these are great inspirations for this game. Some of them do have guns, so I'm a bit confused what the genre of this is, because some of them got swords, some of them got guns, and ooh, I got a gift. Thanks, Enoch, for telling me that, because I don't know, people were saying earlier that it was lagging or something like that, so I'm not sure what was going on earlier, but apparently since I started playing, it's working fine now. Yeah, it does have that Final Fantasy kind of feel to it. But I seriously love this guy. Like, I don't know, it's Gideon. So, I don't know. I just think he's a really cool character. I'll start reading some of the story things, but some of them are just kind of lengthy, and I wanted to wait. Like, maybe I'll skip ahead a little bit, and then I'll go read some of them for you.
We can win this.
Just so you, like, it's kind of just between them if you want. Hello, Eriki Tahu. You're from the Sword Art Online, aren't you? The Integral Factor. Cause I told you I was streaming, and then you're like, hey, what's your YouTube channel and stuff and all that. I remember that still. Yeah, you know. So I'll go ahead and I'll go back to this story one and read it for you guys. So our ship couldn't sense anything because there was some kind of jamming device. So we went there and, like, I don't know, blew it up or something. Welcome back. To think that the tower, it has actual background story. Well, from what I get from it, you're a ship captain and you ejected all your pilots and crew members off the ship, and you were getting attacked by pirates. So I don't know. This girl knows her name, which is Eve, which She doesn't remember anything except that her name is Eve and that a spell to summon warriors. So I don't know. I'm making a gift for. You're gonna be in it. Okay, thanks, unknown ashes. I cannot fix the sensors. Okay. Well, I hope you can all read this because it's moved kind of fast. Yeah. Perhaps for Evelisi. Why did I think it was? Yeah, Eve. She likes to be called Eve. Don't know why. Don't know why. Don't ask.
Indeed.
We are relying on you to see that our hard work is not wasted. Besides, aren't you always bragging about how persistence is your best quality? What? I do not ever recall saying such a thing. Though, it is not to say there are no truth to those words. Perseverance might as well be my middle name. Great, my niece is here. Oh, it's okay, Fred, if you want to hang out with your niece. I understand that. That family is definitely more important than watching some guys stream. That's the spirit. There's hope yet that one day you will do the captain proud. I shall do whatever it takes. I shall do whatever it takes. Eve, despite everything, deep down you are a good person. I certainly hope so. I'm good, Ariki. You've obtained cryptic data. I am good, Ariki. I just call you Riki. I hope I'm not like butchering that terribly. If I am, I'm sorry. You get titles, like as you kill a certain amount of monsters, you will earn titles, and I guess that the highest ranking title is what people will see you as when they borrow your characters. And I still love this Gideon guy so much. It is kind of like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Ariki. Can you please tell me what that means? All those nodes are like levels you pass in killing monsters. Yeah. You can upgrade their weapons, and sometimes they have a chance of getting a effect on them. I'll try to find one of those for you and check that out for you so I can show you. Okay, items, enhance, and I'll click her because see, when I enhanced it, it got these imbue attacks with Dark, which I guess Dark just weakens them or something, and then they got Bloodstorm Revolution, which put plus 20% more damage. So I really like this game so far. Like, it's got some interesting things to it. I'm going to change the gear. Because since I'm using Gideon right now, I want to give him the best sword. So the best sword right now is the Obsidian Saber, and I'm not using the girl who has that. Or is it a guy? I can't tell if it's a girl or a guy. Yeah, Simply Warren. They're really cool people, you know.
It is a captain's duty to look out for the crew's well-being.
Yeah, thank you for that lovely information. Yeah, I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl. Because it looks like a girl, but then when I was playing as it earlier, sounded like a dude, but I could be wrong. Maybe I was hearing somebody else's voice. I don't know anymore. I have lost the ability to tell. Oh, hey Michael. I'm doing a stream right now, so you're in the background.
What's up? Oh,
yeah.
What's up, stream?
Yeah, that's my cuz. He does Twitch streams. Just look up Hack-O-Matic. He plays like Fortnite and stuff. So I mean, if you like Fortnite and stuff, you can watch that. He started doing some. He'll start getting around to some other stuff though. Eventually, I'm sure. Yeah, Xenoc, I'm real chill. Basically, because everybody thinks I'm a social butterfly or whatever, but you know. I really should be, like, equipping some different characters, but these are, like, some of my best ones, because I pumped a ton into Gideon to level him up. I was like, I gotta get the rats and stuff. That's kind of like a common enemy in video games. That's like sometimes the battles will last a little longer, and sometimes they won't. And, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? Just so it, yeah, that is pretty cool, but, oh, Gideon's about to level up. So I'm going to mix up the characters here a little bit. I'm going to edit party, and then I'm going to take some of these guys out and show you like what I was talking about earlier when I said which one is it? It's that one. And I guess I'll get this guy out here because he's got really good attacks. Back. Change gear. So I think I'm probably gonna have to equip another sword with this one, because oh no, she just went to the next best sword. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I like that mechanic, because then it just puts them onto the next best. Some of these guys I haven't used yet, actually, because I don't know how good, or if I'm gonna have to. I like this guy actually, though. He's kind of cool. He's like a assassin kind of deal. I like the spooky mask. I don't know. I like the spooky masks. I like the really spooky masks, or the really cool looking ones. That one's got like a bandit sort of thing going on right there. Okay. Missions. Hello, sister location. Nah, I don't hardly ever borrow characters anymore. Hey, Madam Scarlet. They got some really cool ones. They got like this, one person was like calling down lasers from the sky or something like that. See, it looks kind of like a girl, but I could be wrong. I don't know anymore. When you rank up, you get more energy, so it is kind of limited by energy. Yeah! Getting that Gideon up. Okay, that was kind of funny, just the way they went. Oh yeah. I really like that. I don't know why I like that so much. But yeah, the problem with the game is, well, I mean, it's not that bad, because you get these gems quite often, and you can, I think it's replenish stamina for like, what was it, 100 or was it 500? I can't remember, but you get these quite often, and you'll stack up quite a bit. I had like 10,000 earlier, but I spent 5,000 to get like 10 spins on the character summons, which is how I got Gideon, so it was totally worth it. Yeah, I'm surprised that the level 4 guy is actually holding up this long, because usually when they're at that level rank, they end up dying really fast, but that's pretty cool. This guy's and these little goblin-looking guys and stuff, and I feel like I'm just kind of leading some kind of crusade or something. Oh yeah, see, oh yeah, and then oh wow, thought I was about to run out of stamina, and I just leveled up and got a refill on stamina. See, perfect timing. See, yeah, he's leveling up quite fast because he's really well leveled or whatever. Let me see if I've got some things in here. Status enhancements. Let me look for, which one am I looking for? Yeah, see, you can like you can increase their levels. You'll get these different stones, and each one works on a specific type of guy. Like, I think their little symbol on the top right corner of their icon matches what they would use. So I think that this one works so much for this guy. Yeah, see, so it's a really complicated game. It's a really, really complicated game. See, greatly succeeds. So that means that they've got like their own special elements. See, like they've got these different colored prisms, and depending upon their little icon up there, I guess that means you know, like how effective that it is with it. I wonder if I can enhance any items. You can also sell the extra items that you have that nobody's using. And I get a lot of these. Not gonna lie, I get a lot of these. I basically, just in case, I keep one back for everything, but I basically sell till there's only one of everything in my inventory is spare. So yeah, you can make money back pretty fast. Wow, I get a lot of sabers. That inferior sword really sucks. I think I'm just gonna sell that. Totally worth it. You can also get these accessories like the anti-paralysis amulet, which apparently enemies can paralyze you, but I haven't seen that yet, but maybe that'll be later on, so it's probably useful for later. Yeah. Hello, a girl that nobody loves. Still cry every time. I want to sell these so bad, but I know they're so useful. If I sold all 18 of them, I'd have 180,000. But I don't want to sell the platinum ingots because I know they're probably for something. And yeah, it is pretty awesome, Xeno. But yeah, like I thought I was gonna run out of stamina, and I was gonna like have to end the stream early or whatever. But you know, like I just ranked up, so I got all my energy back plus whatever I had left. Oh, I'm gonna have to go to YouTube to see that message because it didn't show me the full message. Refresh the stream. Pretty awesome, Xeno. Oh, my phone was on full brightness, and I got the yellow screen. My eyes burned. Out of stamina. I'm sorry, and I was gonna like have to end the stream early or whatever. So sorry. But you know, like sorry on that. So sorry on that one. I did not mean to. I apologize. Hey, don't worry. I've done it about a half a bajillion times in my life. I have had the brightness on all the way and blinded myself in pure darkness, so it's not like it's that bad. At least it's probably like got some lights where you are, right? Oh yeah. Hello, Roboactive. Did he just say he who cries gets shot? Jeez, man, that's brutal. Still gets me every time. Oh, yeah. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. See, you can get these upgraded. Like, you can take your crappier swords and enhance it with those. Enhancement succeeds. That can increase everything. That can increase, yeah, see, I just got that again with that one. Yeah, you can increase it can increase anything from damage to the factors and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's small game, but you know, like it's interesting.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Item shop. Let's see what's in the item shop, because I don't know what's in the item shop. Oh yeah, you do have limited inventory space, so you will have to start selling the really useless equipment that you have. I don't know what these are. I've never seen them before. I don't know what they are. Accessory set. Yeah, because I'm going to waste money buying accessory sets. It's 9 a.m. in Mexico. Still really bright, though. And what? It hurt. It's 9 a.m. in Mexico. Still really bright, though, and it hurts when it is 5 a.m., though. It's so bad. I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
You wish to summon? But of course. Leave it to me.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try again. Please be a 4-star. Please be a 4-star. I still love watching this every time, though.
Fortune shines upon my sword.
Okay. Well, at least it'll limit break him, so it'll level him up once. Better than nothing, right? So they kind of like clap onto each other. If you get the same one twice, it'll just kind of like level up the other one. Or it'll add one more level that it can get, which is kind of nice. Okay, oh no, Nash, just have fun working on that video.
Nice meeting you.
Oh, that's a new one. Amina. Oh, that's a new one. The above characters have been summoned. It's pretty nice. That's a new one. I mean, I know that the combat is a little bit repetitive, but it's kind of just a time killer, and it's something that I can simply. What you said about Simply, Warren? What are you sad about? What you sad about, Simply Warren? That's a new one. Okay. I mean, I know that the combat is... Yeah, that's true, Xenoc. I mean, as long as the combat is fun when it's repetitive, because there is a thing such as I still love this Gideon guy, though. Probably because it's named after the Bible character Gideon. Wow, he does say who cries gets shot. Man, this guy brutal. Yay. Level up. So, I mean, at the beginning... Well, actually, you're not even limited by energy at the beginning, because there were times where I still had plenty of energy, and I ended up ranking up, so I had more than what my maximum was. I actually had over the maximum, like, it laps over to the next level up, so you'll have, like, plus. You'll have more than what your limit is, and I think that's kind of fun. Because, I mean, so the energy doesn't really go to waste or anything. Oh, yay, another story. Man's natural predator. Oh, joy. What could it be? Is it a wolf or is it a bear? That freaked me out, man. Mayday, mayday, we have a crisis on our hands. I have discovered my very... Okay, well, that's saying it so fast that I can't even read it, man. I am sorry I became overwhelmed. Please, have a look here. If you continue investigating the area you just left, you will come across a cave. The locals call it the man-eating cave. Wow, the man-eating cave. That's rather specific. Any who dare enter is said to be swallowed whole, vanishing without even the faintest trace. It's going pretty good right now, Eternal. And how exactly did you obtain this information? Thank you for asking. Behold, the fruits of my labor, you see. This sounds like it's going to take too long. Leave the explanations for later. Eve. A man-eating cave, huh? That sounds like an old wives' tale. Oh, old wives' tale. I thought it was old wives' tale. It's old wives' tale. I'm sure such stories are common on undeveloped planets. You dismiss my research far too easily. There is more truth to this than you realize. Were that cave not possessed of some terrifying danger, the superstition would likely not have arisen. That danger could be any number of things. Poison, gas emissions, a bottomless swamp, deadly beasts. Whatever it is, that tale is told to simply ensure that no one enters the cave. Perhaps. The locals avoid it for a reason. As for why, I'm sure we will find out soon enough. Like you say, Captain, perhaps this place is simply misunderstood by the people here. That said, that is merit to investigating the area. We might be able to obtain some valuable resources there. I knew it would turn out like this. I should never have told her anything. Whatever happens, promise me you will be careful. This cave may be far more dangerous than you anticipate. Aye, aye. AI, who thinks he's captain of the captain. Oh, it's a boss fight. Yay. Boss fight might actually have some challenge. This is on my phone, the drunk gamer. I love that, how they go flying into the air. It's just so much fun. Slimes. Every game has slimes anymore. What is up with that? I'm living the gamer dream right now. I'm drinking lots of... Oh. Long press skills. Oh, cool. I didn't even know you could charge them. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. I'm recording with DU Recorder. That's what the notifications are when your messages pop up. It says DU Recorder. It's available on both iOS devices and Samsung and like whatever you use, like the Google Play Store or the App Store. It's on there somewhere, I'm sure. Oh, that's cool. It's got multiplayer. Select the purple button to the bottom right hand corner to join others on any mission on your current planet. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, it's got to download more game data. Are you joking? I think I might have just cursed the stream, to be honest, with this. Well, I mean, oh gosh. Guys, I think I just screwed myself with clicking on that. Well, Xenoc, while we're waiting for this to load. Yeah, it's just showing what's on my screen. Yeah, Xenoc, I mean, for normally, if you're not into the whole leveling up system, like if you can't figure out how to level up your characters faster, they would be harder than what they are now. But since I've pumped so many gems and stuff into like Gideon and all of them, I'm kind of overpowered for my own good. If you don't level up too fast, then they would be harder. But since I've pumped so many gems and stuff into my guys, yeah, they basically don't stand any chance. And guys, I am really sorry that I clicked on the multiplayer, because now it's got to download 331 megabytes. So, just ask me questions or whatever so we can pass the time while we're waiting. I guess that'll give me some time in case my energy is kind of low. It'll guess yeah, Xenoc, I guess. Depends upon what you're playing, I guess. There are some games that being overpowered is just no fun. There are times when it's like that. Like, you'll be like, okay. You'll play a game and you'll be overpowered and you're like, okay, I'm fine with this. Because the other time I played it, I had so much trouble with it. But then there are games where you're overpowered and it just makes the game pass by so fast that it's not even fun anymore. But yeah, just whatever. Ask me questions or whatever. I guess I can look at chat and see if I missed anything first. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there's some of them. Whoa. Yeah, there are some of them. But yeah, I guess these are kind of cool because some of the more main summons, they got bios on them. I'll go ahead and read some of them, I guess. A young man who in the 530s SD aided the Federation in their fight to quell a Kronos rebel faction, while Fidel's relationship with... Jesus, moves so fast. With his father's initially strained, spending time with a young girl named Riwa helps him understand what his dad went through with him. Fidel even decides to adopt some of his father's philosophy, so affected was he by those events. Currently, Fidel is working to become a member of the Federation Army. Some might argue that his true job, however, is taking care of Riwa, whom he has come to treat as his own daughter. And then Victor. I've actually seen this guy. I used him once, but I mean, yeah, he's okay. A soldier in the 530s aided the Federation in their fight to quell a Kronos rebel faction. While originally a member of the Rasilia Kingdom Special Forces, oh boy, he decides to fight alongside his master's son, Fidel. Victor is currently working as a fencing instructor. He's committed himself to passing down the techniques bestowed upon him by Daryl to the next generation of Federation swordsmen. And then we got, they wrote backgrounds for the characters at least, so they went through that much trouble. Leader of the anti-Federation organization Quark, established in the 700s. I don't know what years they're going by here. This sounds kind of strange to be calling it the 700s if it's the future. Having lost her adoptive parents to war, she rode an escape pod into space. Maria was also experimented on as an infant, and is perhaps due to a combination of these factors that she seems far older than her years. She formed a relationship with Fett in hopes that she might learn more about her own hidden powers, which she activated when attacked by Federation forces. And then Maria, I guess. A woman who played an integral role in fighting the Grigori, a group of mysterious beings destroying the universe in the 10s. Maria harbored a deep hatred of Crow for a long time, for she believed him to be responsible for her husband's death. Upon learning the truth, however, her resentment dissipated and she has begun to smile again. While she enjoys teasing her companions, especially Edge, with her feminine charm, she is very grateful to all of them for helping her regain her happiness. And then Miki is the last one. A young girl in the 530s aided the Federation in their fight to quell Kronos' rebel faction. Miki lost both of her parents at a young age and was taken in by the Kamuz family, where she was raised alongside Fidel. She is now studying to become a Federation science officer. Despite her small stature, Miki is a gourmand capable of devouring everything listed on a restaurant's menu on her own. You can summon them, yeah, and play as them, but I've only got Fidel, and they let me borrow that guy at the beginning of the game, but I mean, I kind of like Fidel more than I like that guy. I've never gotten any. I've got Maria too, I believe, but I don't have like the Maria, this one, or this one. I've never even seen her yet. I'm sure she's in there, or they're going to add her soon if this game gets updates or not. I don't know. I just know that the game came out recently because people started streaming it and uploading videos and stuff. I was like, sure, I'll try this game, but I mean, I kind of like it. Like it's pretty good so far. I mean, as long as the game don't just go flop on its face or anything, I could play it. I'm gonna restart the stream because sometimes the chat has a problem with. I just know that the game came out recently because people started. Oh my gosh! Xenoc! No, like, sure, no! Don't game. Bring up that joke again. I kind of like. Don't bring up the joke about the guy named Fidel who wanted to go to Cuba. Oh, jeez, I remember that guy. Jeez, oh, Pete. That was bad. That was a bad joke. On it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, speaking of that, Xenoc, I also found a reference to, I think, BioShock, because there was some chains on the side of his bar that said, "A man chooses and a slave obeys." Yeah, there's also apparently a dog somewhere. I can't find the dog. I've looked everywhere for that dog. I can't find the stinging dog. Good grief. They also said they're adding dog armor, supposedly. Yay, dog armor. It's basically Fallout 4, but better. You know, it's not Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was a flap. Yeah, Xenoc, they had a reference to BioShock in a game about the apocalypse. Yeah, because, you know, that makes sense. Whatever. I'm sure I've missed some references somewhere in there. Oh, yes, Xenoc. There was a bartender who wanted me to go fetch him a book. Do you know what the book was? It was The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I was like, really? It had to be that book. It had to be that one. You know, Lord of the Rings. Couldn't have been anything else. How about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? People need some joy and imagination. Yeah. But the dog would definitely help. Fidel likes to use knives and crossbows. It don't end well, because all the enemies I've come across are usually wielding pipe rifles or something like that, or they got lots of action points and they like to come over there and just like beat you in the head with a brick. The wolves are extremely overpowered. Not gonna lie, the wolves are really overpowered. They kill you in like, probably like 4, maybe 3 hits. Yeah. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But your stats, like the personality and everything, they actually do affect how some people will react to you. They will sometimes let you do things straight away, or if your personality is too low, they might force you to do something minor before they let you do their main things. There's also dexterity, which has a few uses, like that affects your unarmed and melee combat, and it also has a few speech options. But most, I've seen speech, and speech is so hard. I'm not gonna lie. Speech is so hard in Adam. Like, I've had really high speech, like 50 or 60 at the start of the game, and still failed the speech checks. It's awful. It's awful. There are some times where you'll affect people, like your speech will affect people, but they'll still attack you. Like, at the beginning, you can speech someone, and if you succeed, they'll still attack you, because that's a scripted event, and it's going to happen no matter what. I love how they show you all that sweet stuff that you have before you get robbed. Basically, you have everything that you would need to beat the game early, if you could use it, but you can't. The most I ever managed to do was knock a guy down. But then one other guy just came and knocked me unconscious. So, yeah, there's like 5 guys at the beginning, so it's not really a fair fight. If your dexterity is high enough, it says something about like you realized, or maybe it was strength. Either it was strength or dexterity. It says you realize that there is no talking to these people. You better fight. You better attack first. And yeah, the combat is kind of difficult. Also, they could really work on the maps, because when you get to the edge of the map, it basically goes off into an abyss of green or blue. I think it's mostly blue because the exit zones are green, but that's the funny thing about it being in beta. I'm not used to playing games before they're released, so I hope they fix that up with something. Because it was kind of funny just to be able to peer off into an abyss of blue. Yeah, but they got really small areas. Like, they got the settlements, but they've also got these random cars just, like, parked on the road. And most of them are enterable locations. There was even, like, 2 buses. Yeah. Couldn't get to half of those skeletons, but, I guess that's okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other things. I found a few instances of music, but I haven't found like a whole lot. But there is some ambience. There's some ambience, like, because I found a bunker. Yeah, that would be interesting, Xenoc, for them to blur edges. But as I was saying, on that one stream, I said I was looking for a Nutcracker sword. I had a feeling it was in the safe right next to the Nutcracker, but the code's not in that city. You have to go do a quest or whatever. I can't remember for who, but you're supposed to do some quest, and you'll get the combination to the safe, which I have a feeling that sword's in the safe. I hope it's a real sword. I really do hope it's a real sword, because I would like to use it. It would be very nice to be able to use it. Even if it's not real, I'm sure it's still made of metal and could still hurt somebody if you jabbed them hard enough with it. But yeah, there is an achievement on it that says help the Nutcracker. I'm like, that must mean please give it back its sword or whatever, because I can't see anything else with that. But yeah. Yeah, they also apparently have a mission where you use a car, like once. Maybe they'll add it where it's usable more. I don't know. But I have seen merchants with cars, and if they have cars, you can ask them where they're going, and you can pay them money just to fast travel you to that location. But usually it's quite expensive, so I prefer just to walk everywhere. Which walking doesn't take that long, honestly. It's not as bad as it was in Fallout 2, where it felt like years getting anywhere. But it's still plus. Oh yes, I discovered something new because I was looking in the Atom Steam forum, and someone says something about headhunters, and I'm like, what's a headhunter? And then I thought, oh, that's like bounty hunters or whatever. And if you attack or rob enough caravans, you will get attacked by headhunters. So it's kind of got a morality system there. But I kind of want to be able to rob caravans because there's a whole achievement about robbing caravans. Yeah, so I kind of want to do that so badly. But caravans are hard because there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 guys, and most of them usually either have guns or really high melee weapons. But yeah, I've been trying to. I haven't been able to play. Can you join them? I don't know. That's a potential for an update. Join bounty hunters. Because that would be interesting. Join bounty hunters. Maybe someone should suggest that in the Steam forum, and maybe they'll add it. Because they already got a raider faction that you can join. Or you're supposed to. What is it called? You're supposed to infiltrate them for the mayor, but I assume that you can probably make a decision or something, like to either join the Raiders permanently or join the town. Which, in my opinion, I'd probably join the Raiders, because it sounds like it'd be more fun than helping a town, but, I guess it's your conscience or whatever. Yeah, consequences. That's true. There are a lot of consequences. Man, that guard was a tough nut on the at the gate in what was it called? It's called Crag something. I can't remember what it is. It's not a real town, but it sounded like it could be a real town. It starts with a K. I don't know, Krasnov or something like that. I can't think of it. But the guy at the main gate to get into the fancy part of the city, which is like the bookstore and the weapons store and everything, he was a tough nut. I had like really high speech, it didn't work. I tried high barter, didn't work. I paid him 1,000 rubles to get in, and it's really, really rough because it took me a while to get that 1,000, but because and also when I got to the armor store, I was sad that I was so poor afterwards. I only had like 200, which was barely enough to buy the Yushenka. Yeah, I was barely enough money to buy the Yushenka or whatever, and I wanted the armor so bad, but it cost like 3,000, and the helmet was like 3,000 also. I'm like, I hope that's a really good helmet, because if I ever get enough money to buy one, I hope it is good enough to actually use. And guns can apparently jam. Like, I've never had it happen, but I've seen some enemies in the combat, they'll be like jammed or whatever, and they'll have to reload or whatever so they can shoot it again, which I find that kind of interesting. Also, apparently weapons can break. Certain weapons can break, like the rusty knife or maybe pipe pistols can break, because I've had some people in combat say it broke when they had a pistol or whatever. So maybe the pipe pistol breaks and the pipe rifle will break, because it's like a homemade gun and that's not going to last very long. So it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of interesting, It's got that realism. Actually, that kind of happened in yeah, it does, Quihaze, but that's kind of the thing about mobile games. I mean, I would have been fine if I had realized that it's also the fact that my phone connection really sucks. It also has something to do with that, because phone data does not load very fast. So it'd be great if I had some Wi-Fi, but I'm using all this is on my phone data, so Yeah. Okay. 137. Jeez. I remember when it first loaded. No, actually it didn't take that long, to be honest. How much was the first download? It was like 600. Yeah, it's not that bad, I guess. Could be worse. It could be worse, guys. Honestly, it could be way worse. I've seen way worse. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm warning you, so. Ugh. I'll just flip these pages to pass the time. Yeah, this is taking a long time. I might switch over to another game. I mean, the files won't load while I'm in the other game, but I might just switch to another thing, just so we're not bored here sitting for who knows how long. Oh wow, I've almost been streaming for an hour. Didn't even feel like an hour. Most of it's probably been me sitting here doing nothing for looking at this loading screen. So yeah, I'm sorry for guys being so boring or whatever, because it's taken so long. Oh jeez, I'm bored here sitting for who knows how long. Okay, see Naka, have fun at the store, whatever you're going to pick up. Oh wow, I've almost been streaming for an hour. Didn't even feel like an hour. Most of it's probably been me. So I'm really interested in this Maria one because it says something. It says due to the combination of these factors that she seems far older than her years, but they say she was experimented on. So I find that kind of interesting because I don't know. I remember that in BioShock 2. Minor spoiler, but later on when you find out why the guy keeps saying "would you kindly," there's an audio recording and it says that the child has reached what looks like the age of 17 or 18, and he's only like 2 years old, so he ages really extremely fast, which I find that kind of interesting. Plus, as soon as you which he's only like, I'm going to say Jackson, probably like his 20s, 25, looks 20 or 25. But when he rescues all the little sisters or whatever, and they visit him in the hospital, they've only got old enough to get like find love and stuff and get married, so they're probably like in their 20s, but he's dying because he ages so fast that he's like 80 or something by the time they're only 20, so he's like he ages fast. So because he was engineered, he was experimented on with that whole brain rewrite thing. Yeah, so it kind of sucks. Also, I find it kind of interesting because there's so much things written into his brain. Because after you get the whole "would you kindly" thing taken off, then he uses something called Code Yellow, where it tells your brain to stop beating, or I mean not your brain but your heart. It tells your heart to stop beating or whatever. And you like as you progress through the game from that point on, your health bar gets real smaller as it goes on because your heart's stopping more. The really bad thing about that was finding those stupid chemicals to undo the conditioning, because when you took one of them, it makes your plasmids turn random. You don't get to pick your plasmid. It just changes at random. So it really can suck if you're in the middle of the battle and you're trying to use the Beehive hand, and then it instantly switches over to the Big Daddy Hypnotized one or whatever. So it's better to have all your plasmids be related to combat related. Also, I've got to go use the bathroom, guys, so I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, surprised anybody's still here watching this, to be honest, because of how slow this is. I keep looking at Queehaze's profile picture, and it's the, what is that game called? Limbo. Yeah, I keep looking at it, and I'm like, Limbo. It's terrifying. Yeah. But I find that kind of funny, because, you know, Queehaze's profile pic is, Limbo, and I keep remembering all those things where they were like the top worst game for arachnophobes, and that was like one of the games. Hey Xenoc, it's still loading. Yeah, it's still loading. Wow, that was a quick run to the store, man. That was only like 5 minutes. I assume you live like right next to a store or something, because that was literally like 5 minutes and you're already back. Limbo, Limbo, Limbo. It's terrifying. Limbo. The only thing I find disturbing about the name Limbo is because Limbo is supposedly that place where people who commit suicide go and their ghost is like on Earth or whatever and they can't leave because they committed suicide or whatever. So I find it kind of disturbing that there's a game called Limbo, and yeah, you know, he's in a world where there is literally evil everywhere and people trying to kill him and stuff, and people are dying. So it's kind of disturbing. There was also that video called what Limbo looks like with a flashlight or whatever. And it was dumb because like it tried to say everything was nice and pretty with a flashlight. And then they showed the spider. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was great. But yeah, that was probably one of the most disturbing parts, was the spider, because it's so big and scary. It's terrifying. Really, really, really terrifying. Also, there's that whole achievement on Xbox. Get through the entire game on the hardest difficulty without dying more than 5 times. I don't know. I've heard Limbo used in so many different things that I don't know. I've heard of different things where it's where something goes on for infinity. I don't know. There are some things that use it like it's a term for something that goes on for infinity, like it's a loop, because it can't be achieved or whatever. So I don't know. They're probably different. I'll look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Like right now, I'm gonna look up the definition of Limbo. Limbo definition. Okay. In some Christian beliefs, this supposed to both. Oh wow. That is what it is. Wow, Xenoc, you were closer. You were closer than I was. An uncertain period of awaiting a decision or resolution in intermediate state or condition. So it can be both of those things. It's like where Xenoc said something about the souls of babies. Yeah, and then there's the other one where it says an uncertain period of waiting a decision or resolution. So it means something that could possibly go on forever. See, unfinished, suspended, deferred, postponed, put off, pending. See, it just goes on. It just goes on. Yeah. That's the first definition of the word. Wow, I was so far off. That tells you how much I know. I still really want that Miki character because I want to see what she can do. I'm not really that concerned about that one because I don't know. I I think she was in a borrowed session earlier, because in the first fight they let you borrow a couple characters to figure out the combat system, and I don't remember her being all that, like, fantastic or anything, to be honest. Yeah, see, I don't know what it is about that, but sometimes when you go out, it'll and the character in Limbo is searching for, wow, yay. Wow, that is definitely some connection there. There is some connection there, I know it. That makes more sense. Yeah, that does make more sense. I wondered why he was going through a creepy world where full of monsters and the whole world's dark and there's booby traps everywhere and stuff like that. Oh, I understand now. There are a lot of games like that now. They've got a few of them. Like, there's one where you're running away from, like, the secret police or whatever. I don't know. It's supposed to be, like, dystopian future or something. You're running away from, like, police officers with flashlights, and you're just some, like, kid or whatever. So it's, like, just spooky stuff, man. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be, like, a dystopian future with the secret police or something. Like the Gestapo or something. I don't know. I've seen so many games, I don't even know what they are. Like, I'm just like, I don't know anymore. Because I lose it, like, halfway through the game, the plot flips upside down, and then it's just like, I'm like, just what is this anymore? I'm like, what is it anymore? But seriously though, Xenoc, you came back in like so 5 minutes. I don't even know what they are. Like, I'm just like, what's your upload ration? Because I lose it, like, halfway through the game, the plot flips upside down, and then ratio? It's just like, upload I'm like, ratio. Just, what is this anymore? What do you mean, like, how many videos do I post? Do you mean like how many videos do I post or something like that? But seriously though, Xenoc, you came back in like so 5 minutes. I don't even know what they are. Like, you mean like how many videos do I upload or something like that? I try to get one up every day, but that don't happen sometimes, and sometimes I'm just not in it. So I'll take a break, like, for a day or so. So sometimes it's like every day, sometimes it's like every other day. It just kind of varies. Depends upon my mood. Oh, like speed? I don't know, man. This is just like a phone app, so I don't know what the upload speed. Upload speed. But I don't know. I've lost everything. Yeah, I know, but still. The nearest town is like 15 minutes away from us, so yeah, that's some effective house buying. You live right next to the store. All I know is that this is pretty much the best option for people who do phone games, cause you know it has like, you can change the settings in the app. You can go in here and there are different things. Like, there's the quality, and you can put it up to like 460 or something like that. So I mean, for phones, that's pretty good. I mean, for phones, 480. That's pretty good for phone quality gaming, because you know, like, most I've seen other recorders, and they're like, they're like, the max they got is like the 240, and it looks so awful that I'm just like, why would you even stream with it? You can't even see anything if you're watching it. So I prefer to use the DU recorder, because I've got, 460p, so which is pretty good. I see people play this on emulators. I don't think I could play a game on an emulator. I've just gotten so used to playing a game on what it's on. So I don't think I could ever get used to playing on emulator. Because emulator is like, I don't know what emulator is. I guess it's just like another version of the game, except it's not like an official version. Yeah, for phones, it's not that bad. 480 ain't bad for phone. I tried using something called Onward Arcade, which is like another phone screen recorder for live streaming, but I don't know. For some reason, when I put the quality up on that one, it looked like it would lag a lot, and this works so much better. And I have this on about the same quality as I had it on Onward Arcade, and this one runs perfectly fine. The other one toasted my phone like I put it in a toaster. Like the phone felt like it was being put in a toaster or something like that, because on Onward Arcade about fried my hands. Oh yeah, PS1 emulator. I used to have a PS1. Yeah, had some good times on PS1. Yeah, it's good games on PS1. Yeah. I understand what they are, like they can simulate a game console, but I mean, I've just gotten so used to playing on the original format that I don't know if I could play on an emulator. That's like asking a guy who's played Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 on the computer for years, and then asking him to try the PS2 and Xbox versions of the games. Yeah, it ain't happening. Because I would suck really bad at playing Half-Life on a console. Just because of the control difference and the level design. Because I've actually watched someone play PS2 version of Half-Life 1. And there are some minor map changes that could really turn you around and screw you over because you don't recognize it. Like, they will change some things, and it's kind of bad. Like, it's not terrible, but I mean, if you're so used to the map design, yeah, yeah, same. But let me think. Oh yeah, there were a few small. Plus, I don't like how I can't play Blue Shift or Opposing Force on the PS2, but they've got like their own separate. They had their own like separate expansion that's only on PS2. They had something called Half-Life Decay, which is like a co-op thing, and I thought that was kind of interesting. But I'm like, well, it'd be kind of boring trying to play that by yourself because then you have to switch between characters all the time. You have to switch between the two characters. And I'm like, I just couldn't do that. Like, just seeing a person stand there still while I'm moving made me think they were, like, lagging or buffering or something. Because I've played Svenco and I've had that happen. People start, like, running, but they're, like, stuck in place. And they're running and stuck in place. I'm like, this is really annoying. Because I'm trying to get through. And it's almost like they aren't trying, but they are blocking the door because their internet connection's so bad that it is lagging in front of the door. And nobody can get through. It's kind of sad. I mean, that's what Savenko's become. It has become speedrunners and griefers and door blockers and rushers. Yeah, that was annoying. Because one guy's just like, hey guys, rush! And it was like at this one part where I knew that there was where a booby trap was. So I was like not running and I was trying to get past it, but as I was going off the rail to get around the lasers, people came running through like a bunch of idiots and blew me up, and I was so mad. And then the guy started laughing. I'm like, you really had to do that? Some of us are trying to enjoy the game. And you just sent all these noobs in here to come run across laser tripwires to blow me up. I mean, I guess it makes it easier for everybody else. Door walkers. I said door blockers. Door blockers. Door blockers. Yeah, though that would be annoying if you could lock doors. That would be soon. It's fully. Yeah, Quihays. You know, we've been sitting here for like what, 15, 30 minutes waiting for this to load. Oh jeez. Ugh. Yeah, when I first... Yeah. Yeah. Also on Svenco, maybe the most useless thing I've ever seen in my life. The Tetris map. Yes, it has a Tetris map. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. Can we hit Xenoc? Xenoc. It's fine. But yeah, seriously, they have Tetris map on Svenko. It's kind of ridiculous. It's badly designed because the whole level is black, just with outlined pieces like in actual Tetris. And it's kind of bad because there's turrets everywhere and they kind of blend in with the ceiling and everything. And it looks terrible. I was glad I was not the guy playing on that. I was watching somebody play on it. I'm like, I wouldn't torture myself with this map. You can, I find it kind of terrifying because people can choose what map section they start on. And if someone chooses the very first section of map, I believe it puts you on the tram at the very beginning. And, it's fun to look at everything on the tram. But it's Svenko. So there's like 20 people there in that tram. And you can't move around with squat. And if you can't see what you want to see from there, you can't see it. Also, I kind of hate it because when you get to the very end and you have to choose whether to walk in the portal or stay in the tram, everybody's like, stay in the tram, stay in the tram, stay in the tram, don't go in the portal. I'm like, really? Can't have the canon ending once? You all have to have the ending where you get teleported into an alien army and they all kill you. Thank you very much. Yep. That G-Man voice still gets me. Sounds very raspy. Very raspy. Yeah, I was watching this video. It was literally only posted 3 or 4 months ago, and people are still talking about Half-Life 1 and how good its level design was. And he's like, this game has really good map transition. It'll make a subtle change to a different environment. Like it'll go from the laboratory to the office complex, and then the office complex becomes I believe it's the thrust room with the giant squid monster, and then it goes to the rails and stuff like that. And I thought it was kind of cool how it could transition to something completely different, but still fit in with the environment and be believable. But the funny thing was, when it was showing that portion of the thing, it kept having a thumbnail of Hunt Down the Freeman come down from the sky, and he's just like, get out of here. Because they were talking about how bad, like Hunt Down the Freeman's map design is. They weren't joking. They were not joking. I've seen how bad it is. Like, I've watched people play it, and I'm like, why are you torturing yourself with this game? Like, why are you torturing yourself running through this Alaskan area if when you get too close to the edge of the map that the snow blizzard comes and starts killing you? I'm like, that's bad map design. That is horrible map design. That is basically encouraging linear and not allowing anybody to look for nothing. And also there was a whole section of snipers. Like there's like 3 or 4 sniper towers and you kind of have to run past them. And sometimes they'll shoot you directly through structures. Like you'll be hiding behind a wall. You have like a wall and you'll be standing behind it and somehow the sniper will shoot you through the wall. One guy even tried no-clipping past that section because of how bad it is, and he was under the ground and the snipers were shooting him. Like, he was no-clipping under the ground and the snipers are still shooting him. I'm like, wow, that tells you how solid that the ground is. Also, at the beginning of that Alaskan thing, you fall down a cave and they literally give you 1 flare. They give you 1 flare to find your way out of a cave, and the cave has so many turns in it, 1 flare would not be enough. And since this is not like Cry of Fear where you actually hold flares, in Cry of Fear you actually held the flare while you used it, and then you threw it down when you had to climb a ladder or something. But in Hunt Down the Freeman, they gave you 1 flare, and when you spark the flare, you throw it, and then you basically have to find it and try to like pick it up like you would with a prop and throw it around till you find where you're supposed to be going. there was also a whole zombie swamp area, and when you go to the door, he's like, I need a flashlight or whatever. And when you find the flashlight or whatever, he literally takes duct tape and duct tapes the flashlight to the bottom of a double-barrel shotgun. Yeah, he duct taped a flashlight to the bottom of a double-barrel shotgun. But yeah, I'm not joking. And then when he got the flashlight on the end of the barrel, he walks out. And then you can just put the shotgun away. It made no sense. And when he got outside, oh wow, he's got suit flashlight. So why did he even need the flashlight on the end of shotgun? They also said it is a horrible maze. You will walk around for hours not knowing where you're going, not knowing where to go. And I have to agree, I've watched people look around for hours trying to figure out one of the redeeming qualities of that game. Well, one of them that could have been a redeeming quality ended up being terrible, because they added a parkour mechanic where you would climb up walls and stuff and pipes, but if you climb up the wrong side of the pipe, then you're screwed, because there's no way to twist around to the other side. You have to literally go squirmy all the way back down and jump off, and then squirmy back up that side. And it's terrible, because it doesn't tell you how to do it. It doesn't tell you that you have to holster your weapon before you do it. And it doesn't show you where the parkour can be used. You could end up parkouring onto a sign, and then you'll be stuck on that sign because you weren't meant to parkour on the thing. Also, there are times where you go over a ramp and then there's an invisible wall still there when that's the way you're supposed to go and you have to no-click past. Or there's those part where there's a tower, like a pillar going up from the top of the building to the bottom, and when you look on one side, there's nothing there. It's invisible. And then on the other half, it's like a 2D mesh. And then on the other sides, you can see right through it and walk right through it. It's just 2D. I'm like, okay, if this was Doom, or something like, if this was Doom, or maybe the world's first 3D Pokemon game or something, then I would be willing to take that. But this is a 2017 game. I mean, I know it's a Half-Life 2 engine, and that's the first one came out in 2003. I mean, the second game came out in 2003, so it's 15 years old now. But it's 15 years old, but that's no excuse to have a pillar going from the top of the building to the bottom of the building and then being flat, having one side be coated and then the others are invisible and you can just see right through it. Or the part where you're on a ship and you have a bunch of NPCs with you and they start doing squats like it's Halo and you're wanting to teabag everybody. That is what happened. I am not joking. I was watching those videos and everybody's just jumping up and down, crouching, or whatever. All the NPCs were doing that. I'm like, really? Also, the writing is horrible because there's a whole scene where there's a group of soldiers, which I don't know where they came from because when you're playing through the level, you don't see anybody. The whole level, there's nobody. But when you get to the cutscene, there's a whole army of soldiers next to a ship, and the captain comes down and asks him what his name is, and he says Mitchell, and he's like, Mitchell, a name with many names. He's like, a name with many meanings, and he's like, one that means sent by God, or like God. He's like, so are you sent by God, or are you God to ring down and end our miserable lives? And he's like, maybe I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible writing right now. And yeah, the actors are horrible. It's horrible because they got this guy called what's his name? I Hate Everything. He's British, but he voices an American soldier. And then they got some guy called Keemstar, which I've never even heard of him, but apparently he's some kind of famous YouTuber or whatever, and he played the president on a radio in like one section of the game, and that was it. I was like, you got Keemstar, a YouTuber, famous YouTuber, to do the president. Why didn't you pick somebody who was less known or something, but you had to pick the famous guy that everybody's going to see as a YouTuber and not be able to see as, you know, a character in a video game? Oh, yes, Mitchell. Sorry. I messed up his name. That's how much I care. I messed up his name because that's how much I care about it. But yeah, I don't know what's up with his face, because his face looks like it got hit by a chainsaw or something, and those are crowbar marks, which I don't think that looks like what a crowbar would do, because crowbars can't stab people. It looks like he got knife cuts instead of crowbar hits. That's the thing. It looked more like knife stabs or something, but apparently those are crowbar marks. Also, I love how I went back and watched the original trailer, because everybody was talking about how the game is marketed on a lie or whatever, and the original trailer shows Gordon Freeman personally beating you up. But then in the full release of the game, it's just some guy with a hazmat suit with a helmet on, and everybody knows good and well that Gordon Freeman don't wear his helmet because he don't need it, because by then it was Mark V or whatever, and it didn't need helmets. Or at least that's what it said in Black Mesa, which was the fan remake, which is probably as close to Half-Life 3 as you're going to get. But, you know, they said it was Mark V or whatever, and it didn't require helmets. Because there was a guy, he's like, I remember my days in the HEV suit. And he's like, but then again, back then it was Mark III, and the helmet wasn't the helmet wasn't optional, and didn't have a disposal system. I was like, oh my gosh, man, jeez, too much TMI, man. Didn't want to know about that. So yeah, basically Gordon could live his life in that suit and live to fulfillment, because it basically fulfills every one of his needs. It basically fills every of his needs. The only problem is it needs batteries, basically. I think it needs batteries. Or maybe that's just for it to protect you. Maybe it runs on some kind of operative battery. But I'm pretty sure it has to have some kind of energy, because, you know, it gives you armor or whatever. So it's got to have some kind of power. I don't know. But that was the 90s. Everybody had to have a power suit in the 90s. You know, everybody had a power suits in the 90s. Because, you know, Fallout had power armor, which is basically a power suit. I mean, you don't get it at the beginning, but it's still a power suit. Then you had the HEV suit. And then Doom Guy had his armor or whatever. And I'm trying to think of some more, because I know there were a lot of games in the 90s that had people who had power suits or whatever. I'm sure there was some kind of RoboCop game that had a power suit. RoboCop had a power suit. Halo was early 2000, but that still had a power suit in it. So it was basically living off the 90s dream. Yeah, so, yeah, you know, they had power suits. The year of power suits. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, Power Suits started Super Metroid was the 90s, but its first game was the 80s, so technically Power Suits were a 80s and a 90s dream that some people tried to carry off into 2000, which didn't work out very well. Halo tried to basically mimic off of that and give everybody Power Suit and think it was awesome, but after a while, it got kind of tedious. They're still doing that now, aren't they? They're trying to give everybody Power Suit. Because I think in Gears of War, they kind of had something like that. Like, the armor is kind of high-tech, so I guess that's considered a Power Suit. I don't know. I've played everything. Everything's trying to imitate Power Suits or something. It's just some kind of thing. But but I'm gonna get back on the subject of this game. How do you call it? Oh wait, what was that? How do you call a man coated in sugar dead? I'm sure that is very obvious about what it is, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Stream turned into awesome talk. Yeah, I basically turned it into an awesome talk show because we had to sit here for who knows how long waiting for this thing to load. Yay. I like it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I like the game because it's interesting. I only decided to play this because I'm like, oh, hey, Kaz was doing something like anime-style game earlier, so I was like, I'll find some kind of anime-style game to play or whatever. I had this, so I was like, yeah, I'll play this. I guess he has an optional hood. Maybe he'll have a costume later on where he's got the hood up, because it looks like that. It looks like a hood to me. He's got like a shoulder cape or whatever. We've got a basically we've got an Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2, but without the hood. Okay, thanks, Quihaze. Helps a lot, because I thought you guys were getting bored to death or something over here. I don't know what Kaz was playing this morning. He was playing, I don't know. I tried asking him what the title was, but he had the chat box closed at the time, and I don't think he saw it. And also I had to leave, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the game was called. Yeah, both games are definitely cool. This seems a lot easier to run, though, because, I mean, maybe I should suggest Kaz to get this if he can, because he was having an issue with the, the chat box appearing or whatever and taking up some of the screen and having a hard time pressing the buttons. So maybe he can get this on his phone or whatever, and then he can use it, and maybe that'll help him out a little bit. Because this isn't as bad. Like, it just appears at the top of the screen. Like, oh, hey, Madam's streaming. But you can go check that guys out, guys, if you want for a bit. I'll be fine. Well, yeah. So maybe if Kaz is having issues with that, maybe he can get this on. Maybe he can get the EU recorder on his phone, and get that set up. Maybe that would help him with it if he still's gonna. Hey, Chewy. I still think that's fun to say, Chewy. Anyways. Yeah, so maybe if Kaz is having issues with that, he can get DU Recorder and he can fix up that chat thing for him, because it only appears one at a time. So, that's better. Oh, thank God it's done! Queer mission. Okay, so I got a reward for this. Nice. Get XP by braving enhance. Okay. So they got events now. Like, I've unlocked events. I had to download the events, but that's still cool. Like, I can do events now. Let's see what an event.
Allow me to explain.
Special limited time events are also available. You can win coins that can be traded in for rewards by clearing these missions. Okay. A powerful enemy awaits you. To gain the upper hand, you may want to join a multiplayer. Remember, hosts receive extra rewards. Seth and I played Heroes of the Storm. It was incredibly fun. I don't know what Heroes of the Storm is. It sounds kind of fun, though. Ends in 9 days. Ends in 13 hours. Maybe I could try this. Single player. You currently do not have enough. Okay, so it does require stamina. So I'll go back to the main missions. Because you need higher stamina. No. What did he say no about? 13 hours. What did you say no about this, Jim? What did you say no about? Oh, we're still on the way to the cavern? I thought we already got to the cavern. The battle's over. The enemies near the entrance to the cave have been eliminated. We are a step closer to achieving our goal. Agreed. You should be fine. From what I can tell, there are no poisonous gases inside the cave. So this is the man-eating cave. Looks so unremarkable. As unremarkable as it may seem, you do not yet know what dangers await you inside. You have best remain vigilant. The only dangers here are the beasts we killed earlier. Indeed, the real peril no doubt lies within the cave. I'm not worried. Eve is the scariest. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's great. I'm not worried. Eve is the scariest thing here. That's great. That's so great. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Captain, you've just stepped into a proverbial minefield. Very funny, the burning one. You had best hope whatever is in that cave kills you first. I've done it now, guys. I've really screwed myself over. Yay. You know, when you screw yourself over with your terrible decisions in life. Oh boy. Hey, I got a good laugh out of that one. See, it does have small dialogue changes depending upon your... I love how this guy can heal himself, though. That's really cool. Mission complete. Those who cry get shot. Yeah, I love how you can charge them, though. That's pretty cool. Okay, it gets kind of agitating after the first couple times, but... Ooh, what are those? That's a bad meme. What are those? Oh gosh. I've did it now. I've done it now. Oh boy. Let's see. Can I enhance? He who runs. Oh, no, it's he who cries gets shot. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of brutal, but, yeah, see, you can upgrade equipment and stuff. There's a chance that you'll get enhancement succeeds. See, it upgrades the damage and stuff just a little bit, but I mean, still, you know. This is really low level crap, so it's not really going to level it up all that much. Can I upgrade characters? Status. He's like almost to his max. He's like 14 levels away from his max level. So the sad thing is when I get it all the way up and it's going to be done and I'm going to be so sad that I can't level this guy up anymore. Jeez, man. Yeah, see, he's at level 30 now. I really need to start leveling up some more characters because I don't want to become too dependent upon the guy. Because if I become too dependent upon him, I'm going to rely on him way too much, and then he's going to end up dying or become weak, and I'm going to be screwed over. Great success. Yeah. Because she's purple or whatever, her color is purple, and I used purple, so she leveled up 3 instead of just a couple, like 1. I think that's interesting. It's an interesting mechanic, in honesty. Oh, that's cool.
Let's go to the others.
Where'd you go?
Nope.
Is your mom still up at the church?
I guess. I would assume.
Oh, mercy. Run to this pantry because I got to sweep the bathroom floor. Clean my bathroom. I need to get my post clothes on the dryer.
Got this guy some better knuckles, I think.
Got this heat
No, his knuckles are better.
Change my clothes so I can keep mowing. Change my shirt. It's itching me to death.
Alright.
I thought, Lord, I hope. know, but maybe I left them in here. I didn't really bring them in here. I thought I brought them in here though. Oh,
It just didn't get cleaned with that one somehow, and
Alright, here's that.